Chapter 3, Rebirth. Candy is 16 when the future planned for her becomes clear. She is sitting in the beige room with a psychiatrist and a counselor, there to talk about her future. They don't really care about what she wants, they just try to meld her into something that would fit in with her future. Have you remembered to take your medication, Frida? The psychiatrist looks at her sternly with her steel blue eyes behind a pair of tinted glasses. Every day, Candy lies to the doctor, keeping her voice flat. The pills make her drowsy, lacking in energy and out of tune with herself. She takes a pill out of the pack every day and crushed it into a powder. She has crushed many pills, so soon she could try what happens when she slips the powder to someone. What would 100 drowsy pills do to someone? Maybe the psychiatrist would like to taste her own medicine, Candy thinks. Good. Now that you are calmer, you will make a good heir, the counselor tells her, but avoids looking at her. Some of the teachers and staff are scared of her or of the consequences if they say or do something she doesn't like. None of them can really fail her in any class because her father is so powerful and she can do pretty much what she likes. What she likes usually just revolves around not studying anything she doesn't deem interesting enough. Several proposals have been left to your father regarding your future spouse. The counselor continues, still not looking at her. The psychiatrist has her eyes on Candy firmly, though, seeing the look in Candy's eyes change. It truly dawns on Candy what her future would be, the fate of her mother, walking around white corridors as a ghost, hopped up on drowsy pills, with a husband that fucked the staff and ignored whatever blonde, blue-eyed heir they managed to brew up in an incubator. How does that make you feel, Frida? The psychiatrist asks, eyes still firmly on Candy. Like I want to slit my wrists, like I want to poison you with the drowsy pills, Candy thinks. But she smiles sweetly instead and shrugs, like it doesn't matter to her. She has a plan, but she can't reveal it just yet and ruin the surprise for everyone. But she will escape her mother's fate. Candy packs the belongings she likes, her violin, some of her ballerina leotards, dresses, skirts, tights, and shoes. Despite that they are colorless out of all of her clothes, they feel the most like her. In them she can dance and move freely. This is all nice, but she would need weapons next, and that would be trickier. For several years, all knives and sharp objects had been kept behind locks, since Candy got into the habit of cutting her skin to color her clothes and hair with blood. Also, bleach and other more poisonous substances are behind locks, since Candy poisoned her classmate with bleach. All she really has is the drowsy pills. After observing for a while, Candy notices that there is one employee that has access to everything, even her father's collection of guns. He's an older man, sleek gray hair, steel eyes, and apparently he is managing everything at the Anderson residence, accessing everywhere with a badge he has on his person. It's fairly easy to slip pills into the employee's drink. Apparently enough of those pills at once mean passing out, even for a fully grown man, collapsing violently onto the floor after a few wobbly steps. Candy takes the badge of the employee, learning his name, Bryant Evans, and now she has access. From a cabinet, Candy takes a few knives, and then she steals some of her father's guns. There are many of them, different size and weight, from the many businesses they own or sponsor or something. Candy holds one of the more simple guns in her hand. It's heavy and it feels powerful. She can't wait to pull the trigger and hear the bang. Once she is sure she is ready, Candy moves through the apartment complex, one floor up where the hallways were dimly lit, and there was a white automatic door that was always closed. The ghost realm, her mother's floor. She moves quietly in her ballerina clothes, a violin string in her hand. It catches the light every now and again, glimmering in the darkness beautifully. The automatic door opens quietly when Candy nears it. Her heart pounds heavily in her chest as she sees the bed at the end of the room, big and white drop curtains around it, hanging like a mystical fog. Her steps take her to the bed. It feels like she moves too fast, and yet it seems to take forever for her to reach it. There in the sheets her mother lays, paler than ever, hair more white than blonde, devoid of color completely, becoming one with the bed. Candy takes a shaking breath before she speaks quietly into the heavy silence in the room. "Don't worry, Mother. I will set you free." Her mother doesn't reply. Eyes remain closed, and her chest barely moves with the weak breath she takes. It's easy to loop the violin string around her mother's thin neck. Candy pulls at the ends of the string, watching with interest as color rises to the pale neck around the string, pink, and once the string cuts through the skin, red and vivid. Blood begins to flow, a single stream first before more and more of it soaks the white sheets. Her mother's eyes open only briefly before they turn glassy as she dies. Her mouth opens, but no sound comes out, only the wheezy sound of her trying to catch one last breath. Candy can see and hear the relief death brings her clearly. She can finally truly be the ghost she has been for all of Candy's life. Candy dips her hands into the blood, the red liquid sticking to her. She spreads it over her face, down her neck, smearing it over the white ballet dress she wears. It's still warm and she can feel how it gives her life. A rebirth, no longer Frida, but someone new. "Thank you, Mother," she says to her lifeless mother's corpse with a smile before she gets up. Time for the next step of her plan. She takes the gun out of her packed bag and enjoys the weight of it in her hand. Quick swing and her bag is on her shoulder again, and Candy continues away from her mother's room and towards the elevator. Ding, the elevator rings as the doors open to the top floor. Her father's floor. Candy steps out of the elevator more determined than when she went to see her mother. Her feet leave red stains on the white panel floor. There is music coming from her father's study, a soft melody, the notes pure and white, fitting into the perfectly muted decor. Candy heads towards that room. The door slides open automatically and silently for her, and Candy is ready, firing at the sight of her father in his dark suit like a perfect target against the white background. The recoil shocks her body for a small moment, but she presses the trigger again once she regains her footing, taking a wider stance. Another 6 times after that, until the gun is empty. Her ears ring while she shoots. The sound of the gun is deliciously loud and powerful. She can't hear the music. She knows her father is screaming because his mouth is open, but she can't hear him either. There is only the ringing in her ears and the loud shots. Her father is dead too, Candy realizes as the calm settles in. It feels light to exist without him, without both of her parents, like freedom. Intoxicating, she can do whatever she wants now. Starting with getting out of the tall ivory tower she has been living in and leaving this all behind her.